Greetings. In this part of the discussion, we are shedding some light over the orders of the God of Israel that He gave to the Israeli Jews before they entered the Holy Land of Palestine. Let's continue, and we reach verse 7. We discussed 6 verses in the last video. Verse 7 says, if someone is caught kidnapping a fellow Israelite, one of the Israelis kidnaps another Israeli, and treating or selling them as slaves. So he keeps stealing from his people, the Israelis, and he goes somewhere else, a distant land, and he'll sell the Israelis that he kidnapped from his people as slaves. Which reminds us of the story of Joseph. I'll comment on that in a minute. The kidnapper must die. This is the law of the Lord, or God of Israel. This is the judgment God of Israel is passing over any Israeli Jew who kidnaps one of his people, the Israelis, take him to a distant land and sell him as slave. This kidnapper should die, must be put to death. You must purge the evil from among you. Now this brings us back to the story of Joseph, the son of Jacob. If some of you know the story. It's so simple. It goes like this. Joseph was like 6 years old, a young child. He had 11 brothers and one sister. But the 11th brother, Benjamin, his real brother from the same mother, was really very young, younger than Joseph, too young. So the other 10 Israeli children of Jacob, the fathers of the Israeli nation, the fathers of 12 tribes of Israel, they kidnapped Joseph, they threw him into the well, and they hid behind the bushes, waiting to see what will happen. Some merchants were passing by. They were dropping their bucket to take some drinking water from the well in the middle of the desert. So Joseph saw the bucket. He jumped in. They pulled him up. They found him. So before any discussion going on, what happened? What's the story? Why you are in the well? Who put you there? His brother, 10 brothers, they jumped. Judah was there, Levi, Reuben, and the rest. They jumped and they said to the merchant, this is our slave, our servant. He's no good. He ran and somehow he fell into the well. If you want him, you have to buy him. So the merchant said, how much you want? Of course we'll buy him. They got the opportunity. So they exchanged Joseph, their brother, for very little cheap price. They sold him. They kidnapped him first. They dropped him into the well. Perhaps he will die from this fall. They were trying to kill him. And then they sold him as a slave. The exact wording here. What those fathers of the Israeli Jew deserve for doing this. An Israelite. Joseph is an Israelite. They are the Israelites. Both are from the Israelis. God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, according to what they call him, the God of Israel. He says, whosoever does this must die. The fathers of those 12 Israeli tribes, well, 10 of them at least, excluding Joseph, the tribe of Joseph and the tribe of Benjamin, the rest 10, the fathers of those were so filthy and needed to die, except Levi, perhaps. Because from the Levi we had wonderful, great Moses, Aaron, his brother, Joshua. We had Zechariah, his son John the Baptist, and we had Jesus Christ. Well, this is a discussion for another time. Yes, Jesus Christ was from the Levi, not like the rotten lies Christians repeat with ignorance that he was the son of David. Even he himself, he said how he is the son of David. If David, in the spirit, he calls him Lord, according to Psalms 110. The Lord said to my Lord, sit on my right hand. How am I his son? Repeated in the book of Matthew, Mark, and Luke. But how blind are the Christians? Well, actually not really blind. It looks like they have open eyes, but they have something stupid lie. They say they have the Holy Ghost, and this is why they do not understand any of what they read. They are miserable because of this lie of the Holy Ghost. They don't understand anything they read in the book. Therefore, the 10 fathers of the 10 Israeli tribes deserve to die. This is the judgment of God of Israel. And their father Jacob suffered so bad for 26 years. 24 years. He suffered so bad, crying so hard, until he lost his eyesight. And then by a miracle, his sight was returned by the shirt of his son Joseph, just before they met him. After 24 years, Joseph was lost. Very well. So let's read verse 16. It says, parents are not to be put to death for their children, nor children put to death for their parents. Each will die for their own sin. I really apologize. This video looks like it's going to be very short, because this is very important issue we reach today. And based on this issue, a stupid man named Paul, who created Christian faith, misled 1 billion today of Christians in the world. He misled 1 billion Christians. He was an Israeli from the tribe of Benjamin. But he said in the book, he was a Jew to the Jews and Israeli to the Israelis. He was a hypocrite. He was playing games, jumping ropes. So this, verse 16 is very crucial, sensitive, and need some elaboration. So I'm postponing this discussion till next time. I apologize. It's very important to discuss, even though it is not in our topic, because we are talking about the Israelis. God of Israel giving orders to the Israelis. But, the rotten issue here that, Christians, Jesus did not come to the Christians anyway. He came to the Israelis. He said that in the book of Matthew, for example, when the Canaanite woman came begging him, please help my child, Jesus responded and said to the Canaanite woman, the Palestinian, the bread of the dogs is not supposed to go to, the bread of the children should not go to the dogs. When the disciples, begged them, please, she's shouting, she's drawing attention, too much attention. The Roman soldiers will be here. Do something. Help her out. So Jesus said, literally from the book, the New Testament, I was sent only to the lost sheep of Israel. Can any ignorant Christian see and understand that? Those who claim that Jesus came for the world, came for their sake, can any of them understand that? No, they cannot. Simply because they have the rotten lie that they have the Holy Ghost that helps them to understand. Looks like it doesn't help. Nothing works out. So miserably lost and so miserably ignorant. And the book, according to Deuteronomy and Paul, calls them the nation of fools, nation with no understanding. And that's exactly what is their situation. They believe in a book that insults them so bad. Very well. So next time we'll pick up this verse because it's 16, because it is crucial. And 1 billion souls named Christians today, because of this, because they don't understand this, they are ignorantly lost, miserably lost. Take care.